I haven't been playing a whole lot in the last couple of weeks. I've just been real busy at work, and then I'm just coming off the holidays and just wanted a break. And there's a lot going on in my personal life. And I'm finding myself off balance at the table. My mental frame is there and I physically feel good, but I'm a little bit shaky, just a little bit wobbly and a little bit off balance, and it's affecting my confidence at the table. So for the next 5, 6, 7, 10 videos, don't expect me to be at my best. But this is good when I make mistakes and when I'm not right. This is the biggest opportunity for all you guys to learn something. This is a common pattern. It uses a common strategy of center table. So you're going to see very little cue ball movement throughout this game, and always getting on or near center table. And I'll show you what I mean by center table by a circle in this graphic. A great player once told me when I was a kid, when I don't know what to do with the cue ball, to consider center table first, because most often you're going to have a decent shot if you get the center table. Plus, it's keeping your mental frame simple, which then takes all the pressure off you. So it's safe to say that if you don't want all the mental tension, then just keep it simple. And it's a really simple strategy. I've gone over this in some of my videos. They're actually titled one video, The Center Table Strategy, or something like that. And it works most often, but if you look at where this 9 ball is, if you have a ball stuck on the short rail, whether it's the top or the bottom of the table, it's going to be impossible. So you're going to have all balls off those rails if you want to play all 9 balls in the whole game with center table strategy. And in this case, we have the 9 ball on the top short rail, so the only exception to the center table strategy is this 8 to the 9. And that's also the key shot and the most difficult shot in the game. But we'll get to that when we get to it. I put a little bit of bottom on this ball to keep from rolling into the 4 ball and probably tying it up with the 6. So I want to avoid that scenario and steer it away from the 4 ball. But I wind up going just a hair into the 3 ball, and it didn't really affect anything. It just pushed it a little bit closer to where we are. And I had a straight in shot on the 2 to just bounce off the rail and be not quite straight in on the 3, but enough to roll up and get on the right side of that 4 ball line. Here I'm just softly rolling up and bouncing off that rail to stay on the short side of the 3 ball, to be able to roll up for the right side of the 4 ball line in order to stun the cue ball out the center table for a shot on that 5 ball.
There he is.
And here you're just pushing up to the right side of that 4 ball line, and that's because you just want to stun the cue ball off the 4 and back to center table for a shot on that 5 ball, and the right angle on that 5 ball to get center table again on that 6 ball. And you're just stunning out the center table here. And a lot of guys make the mistake of trying to get closer to that rail, and then they don't have the right angle to get center table on the 6 ball. You certainly don't want to be straight in on this 5 ball, and you don't even want to play around with getting close to straight in. So just shoot for center table for a shot on that 5. And we have plenty of room to make that 5 and bounce off that rail to get the center table on the 6. And center table on the 6 will allow you perfect position to get on that 7 ball. You can put a little bit of top on this ball. You don't want to draw it back and even take a remote chance of scratching on it. Not that I'm going to shoot it very hard, but you just want to stay out of trouble and shoot for center table. So you have the right angle on the 6, and we're trying to get straight in on the 7 ball, but the last thing you want to do is get on the left side of the 7 ball line. So if anything, come up short and stay on the right side of the 7 ball so we can get right on that 8 ball. You know, this is a little bit hairy. You don't want to get stupid here. If you can't get exactly straight in on the 7, it's okay. Don't play with it. You'll be fine if you stay on the right side of the 7. And we can use that rail to get right on the 8 ball. If you go too far to the left of this line, you're going to have to go at least 3 rails and back on that 8, and you still might not get it right. We need an angle on that 8 so we can use that rail and draw back and get right on that 9, and I'll show you what I mean in a second. I got perfect on the 7 ball. To get perfect on the 8 ball, the problem with the 8 ball shot is going to be I'm going to need a bridge to do it right. And thankfully, my buddy Mark Hillier heard me whining about not having a bridge in one of my past videos, so he went out and bought one for me. Isn't that cool? Thank you, Mark. And yeah, here we are. Let's go ahead and shoot this 7. You'll see the angle I get off the 8 to bounce off that rail in order to draw back into the 9 ball line. Let's roll. Alright, now it's time to get the bridge out of my case, put it onto my brake cue, and use that for a bridge. The key to this shot is to follow through. A lot of guys get nervous and tense up, and they just wind up poking the cue ball. And because we're drawing this ball back up table to the 9 ball, and we're going 2 rails on it, and you really have to follow through, just like any draw shot, but people forget that they have to follow through on this. And you're going to have to get the bridge out of the way real quick once you shoot this, because it's coming right back at the bridge. Or the rake, or whatever you want to call it. And notice how I use the high part of the bridge here because I'm jacked up. I want to jack up a little bit so I can draw this back. I'm not using the center of that bridge. And there we go. I don't know, you think I can make this 9 ball? It's a little bit tough. Hey, I know, let's do the loop back and watch the whole game without me yakking.